Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another weekly forecast, and we're just gonna jump straight into this one. I've been away for a while, but we're back, and we're just gonna just keep going because I gotta speak about this week because this week has been very interesting, especially in gold. But I'm gonna quickly give some pointers. If you guys don't know what gold's doing at the moment or have a certain bias, hopefully this video may be able to help you. And if it does, don't forget to leave a like. A little pointer for the VIPs if you are watching this. I'm currently working on a expert advisor slash trading bot for some of these pairs due to my coding background. It's not too bad. It's just a bit complex in trying to figure out how to exactly enter the trades at the right time following our strategy. Because our strategy has set rules, I'm sure we can then make it into an automated system to eliminate trading, the human psychology out of it as well. So I'm going to be working on that in the background. Just thought I'd mention it on this video. But without further ado, let's jump straight into the gold forecast and just quickly look at what's been happening in the past few weeks. So we can see that back on the 24th of Feb, we were expecting for price to pop into this weekly fair value gap and for price to push up. What ended up happening last week is price did tap into that, and then at the start of March we immediately got a big bullish move up, as you can see from these two candles here, straight off the back of tapping into this weekly fair value gap. You can also see that this is a daily fair value gap right here, and prices just tapped into that same area right there with this gap where price pushed up last time, and it's just done the same thing again. So that was my bias going into this week. I said it to the VIPs saying that, we're looking for some bullish moves, but what ended up happening is that Monday and Tuesday just flew. Price just kept climbing, and we couldn't get a chance to get in because a lot of it happened either in the London session or Asian session. So we were just more or less just waiting for that retracement for price to get, pull back into to then fly again. What ended up happening then was on Wednesday, we did get some sort of pullback, which is here. But as we got the pullback, it wasn't enough for us to jump in. You can see that price tapped into this area here and then just flew once again and took out the high, and then price came back down again, took out that low, and then at this point we knew that we were consolidating. I was like, we are not getting into this. If you draw a box from here, from the initial drop to where the high is, you'll be able to see how many times price spiked the highs and the lows, right? And I'm just gonna mark them here with my pen tool and just show you that once the high and the initial low was created, you can see that price created another low here, and then this high was taken out there, and once that high was taken out, these two lows are taken out right there. Once these lows are taken out, you can see that price went straight to this high, took that one out, created another high here, and then what did price do immediately? London session, drop back down, take out this low. So those stop losses were now taken out. So a lot of people are getting taken out here. This is a seek and destroy sort of market right here. You can see that price has almost created equal highs here, and then what price did is it fell back down into this area, taking out this little swing low there, and then immediately, because this was Asian session, price went straight back up to tap back in onto this area there. Price pulled back with NFP. We then took that out, took out the highs twice. You can see here price dropped back down, came back up again. This took out this main high there, and then we were back in the range again. What a crazy market. And this is where I was saying that it's very tricky to trade, especially in consolidated markets. But if you sort of entered at the tops here or entered buys at the lows here, you would have been chilling. But a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people are entering in the middle, slap back in the middle here. So if you're sort of selling here, you're going to get dragged out. If you're then saying that, oh yeah, it's going to go up now, you're buying, you're then going to get dragged out. So it's very tricky. So you don't want to sort of enter in the middle of the range, and this is why I use a fib tool. It's just simple. It keeps things nice and simple for us and where we want to enter. So even if we took it from the low of the week here, which is there, to the high, we know that if price ever tapped in below this yellow line, we look for buys, and it did, as you can see there. So if you were following it straight just like this, you would have made profit. As you can see, price just did went up. But obviously we don't enter just like that. We wait for the times and the confirmation, and you can see that this entry will happen at London session, so we weren't going to enter here anyway. We wanted price to just confirm, So that's just a hypothetical scenario there. And even if you're using this swing low right here, where price initially pushed up and came right down, you'd see that every time price dropped back into here, price push back up, and push back up. So again, you can still use these levels, but a lot of people are more looking on the smaller time frames, and when you start looking in the smaller time frames, you just think, yes, this is your only range. Like, so when a price drops here, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna buy until price collapses, and you're like, why is price falling through this level? I thought price was gonna, you know, move up from here, retrace back down, and push higher. This was that move where I mentioned in the chat where gold was just flying, but I'm not taking any buys. But a lot of people waited for a retracement off this move and look to enter some buys off these levels here, even as price is falling down here, and expect price to go up. Because price moved up so quickly here, and price is still not in the discount level. Like if I even zoom out now, and this is where my box was, and then I then show you where the discount kind of is on this whole range, you're like nowhere near. So even if you're looking for buys here, yes, you can enter buys because price can keep climbing up, but it's just because it's a consolidated market, you want to just stay away. Price is attacking the highs and lows and not even going anywhere. And you can see that it just didn't go anywhere even after NFP. And we were looking for a sell move. It did catch us out. Obviously, you guys know that I shared it on the free channel that we were looking for a sell move from here. Right, this move right there, watch. Right here, we were looking for a sell move. What ended up happening is that price climbed its way back towards the high here, and it was a very, very tedious climb where we ended up. Was it that one? Hold on a second. Was it that one, or were we looking? Am I looking at the wrong one? Oh, yeah, it was that one, because I remember we looked to get in here, and then price just eventually just ended up falling down on the smaller time frame here, but we ended up getting spiked out right around here. I think I ended up switching to the buys because I was thinking that price was going to climb here. This was just a pullback for it to start attacking these highs, and yeah, consolidated market. The sells were the better idea. You can see that sells ended up playing out from here. You ended up dropping at least like 120 pips. No, even 200 pips there. So even dropped 200 pips, and then price ended up climbing back up. But because this was high in the range, the sells were the better option. They were more probable. Yes, people can say yes, gold to the moon and bullish gold all the time, but certain cases like this, you can see that price action does prevail, and being high in the range does prevail as well. So sellers are sitting up here. You want to sort of just join them, and the buyers will be sitting around here. You want to join them. Okay, cool. Enough of that. Just a little talk about gold there. Let's have a look at what we're expecting for going into next week. So with NFP, if you mark these levels, I was looking for a bearish move from NFP, and we did end up getting something like that, which is around here. But what price did is it took out the NFP high again, and then price actually made the bearish move and started breaking some structure lows. Now this sell side liquidity is still on my mind here because price tapped it and just never looked back. We've got another sell side level here, and let's mark that up, and another sell side level here, right about there. So we got something like that. Now price again, as I was saying, that I'm looking for a potential buy zone. At least let price dip back in towards this area here. But what could happen is that price could start climbing up. So there's going to be two scenarios here. This buy side level has been taken out. I could just ping it onto that little area there now. With a bearish move back into this range. And what happens whenever price taps into this range, it tends to keep climbing back up. So what obviously I'm looking for is, if I mark my fib again from this high to this there, right there, initially I want to see price at least take out these lows. If we can get a quick dump back into this area here, then we can now say that, right, I'm now looking for price to push back up. Now, in order to get that, we see that we've taken out the highs just after NFP. Price is now pushed back, taking out the lows here. Now, because both liquidity areas are taken, price can easily start doing this, right? Or we could get off this level here, a price to push back down. So I'll be looking at this area right there, this 30-minute fair value gap. I'll be looking at this level to see if we can get a push back off of that to then push back down into this level, and then later on in the week to see, now that all the lows are taken, time for the main move and give us that move back up, because I'm expecting at least this week to be bullish, because we have bounced on the higher time frame, we have bounced off that weekly fair value gap. I am still expecting a bullish week. So if price does fall back down, what you could get is the price to sort of drop back down here, down into the 50%, and then start pushing back up, leaving the candle bullish. So the candle will sort of look like this, and then you'll have a wick on either side, but then the candle will close bullish because it ended up at the top. So if we can get something like that, that would be great. And that's pretty much it for my gold forecast. I'm going to quickly switch over to US30 because I've been having some fun with US30. It's been great. I'm just going to quickly talk about it and just explain what I'll be expecting going into next week. So US30, you can see a lot of drawings on here. VIPs know what these mean. I'm just going to keep it kind of brief here for everyone else. Let's just switch over to the higher time frame. Let's go to the daily fair value gap. Let's go to the daily time frame and see what we're looking at. So price immediately dropped down from here, push back up. You can see that we left this high here, and then price sort of retraced back down again. So in short, from the daily time frame, because we are now in a buy area, I've been looking for constant buys throughout the last week from this area to push back up. Obviously, I knew that we were going to be waiting for NFP to start that move, and NFP did show its hand a bit here. You can see that price took out all of the lows, similar sort of thing from what was happening on gold, whereas it wasn't as crazy where these highs were taken out. We were waiting at these highs and these low levels to buy. So we bought from here, price came back down. Why? Because it wasn't ready. These lows were still intact. So when we were on a buy here, you can see that price just used this level, and what did it do? Push price back down to that pink line there. So we saw that, we're learning, we're taking our profits as much as we can on USD, because it tends to do a big whole U-turn very quickly, unlike gold. Where gold sort of consolidates and climbs and keeps climbing, whereas USD, it's got some moves, man. It's got some moves. That's all I'm saying. But here on Friday, you can see with NFP, we managed to get some sort of sell move here, taking out this pink line. Once this pink line and this sell side liquidity level that on the higher time frame was taken out, you can see that I marked it from back in Jan. And once that level was taken out, you can see that we ended up getting a big bullish move up. And with that bullish move, we then took out the NFP high. Wow, that was a great target if you manage to get into this bullish move. But now with this bullish move, what does that mean? Because the lows have now been swept, right? I am now expecting for price to keep that low intact. So this is the level that we want price to hold if we want to see price to start climbing up. Because obviously, if we look on the high time frame now and start looking at how these candle structures are forming, you can see that with this spike low right there, we have respected. This is a 15-minute fair value gap. I'm now going to convert it into a daily fair value gap. We have respected this. If this daily fair value gap keeps holding, yes, price may want to sort of push back down in here and start closing in here. If it closes outside, then we'll be looking for bearish moves to take this out. If price keeps pushing back off of this level, then we want to start climbing back up, and we're likely to see something where US30 climbs all the way back up towards these highs here. So very interesting moves on US30. So this is what we were looking for, and we want to just see some any retracements, fit it in the time frame, just buy, because the bias is a buy at the moment, and this low is your sort of low that you want to be wary of now. So this is your main sell side level. If price takes it out, yes, it may fake it, may take it out and push back up, but this is when we switch to the daily time frame and look at that daily fair value gap. If price has not closed, it's still valid. If it closes below, then it's not valid. I tend to stay away from that. But that's pretty much it here on our sort of weekly forecast. Again, if you guys are interested in this sort of trading bot EA I'm working on, please leave some support in the comments just to know that how many people want to maybe get involved in this, because it's so tricky trying to figure out when to enter, because when we look at it, it's different, but when you tell a robot or a piece of code to follow these certain parameters, very, very tricky, very complex. So it's going to take a while, but we're going to try and figure out. But I thought I'd mention it to you guys. I'll leave it here then. So it's all the links in the description if you want to get involved with VIP. It's been a waste of facts. Peace out.